All right, welcome to Deaths of Athazar. This is the first video in a series of video on strategies on how to be a better DOA player. And in this first video, we're just going to basically go over the distribution of cards in the deck. If you understand how many cards there are of each character in the deck, it will help you make some better decisions, and it could also help you with probability on what your opponents have in their hands. All right. So the first character is the sailor. Even though the sailor has absolutely no power in the game, he is basically just sitting duck to be killed off. He has no power at all. Still, he has the most distribution of cards in the game. In every game of DOA, there are 10 sailors, all right? Their strength is in the fact that they can flood your hand with a whole bunch of sailors, and it can make it very difficult for you to kill them off, all right? So 10 sailors in the deck. Then we move on to the second, which is the brawler. The brawler is is one of the characters that only kills the sailors off. Other characters kill sailors, but brawlers specifically are made to kill sailors, and they have a distribution of 9. All right, so pretty much you have just about the same number of brawlers as there are sailors in the deck. So the chances of a brawler and a sailor being together in a hand is actually pretty great. All right. The third one is the hunter. The hunter is the card that can be passed along with another card during the pass phase. He is very useful for players. Particularly if you see that your opponent is down to 1 card, you can pass him a hunter plus another card to avoid him from possibly winning the game. And in a game of DOA, there are 5 hunters. All right, 5 hunters, 5. All right, the next is the renegade. The renegade is the character that kills odd numbers, and even though his number is an even number, he can only kill odd numbers. So it's very difficult for a renegade in a game of DOA to kill himself. All right, so in the distribution of renegades is 4. 4 renegades. All right. Then after him will be the assassin. Now the assassin is the most prolific killer. It has the power to kill any card with a number on it. So its distribution is 7. 7 assassins in a game of DOA. All right. And then after the assassin is the merchant. The merchant is the character that allows you to basically swap hands, swap your entire hand with another player. However, you can't swap the gin, of course, but the merchant is a very powerful effect card. And if you have this card, I highly advise you to hold on to him a little longer than your others. And a game of DOA is only 2 merchants in the game. All right. Let me get these other ones in the camera here so you can see. All right. Then after the merchant, we have the archer. All right. The archer is the character that kills even numbers, and their distribution is 3. All right, 3 cards to be killed off. Then after the archer is the djinn. Now this is the card that doesn't allow you to pass to another player. You're gonna have to find some way to kill him off. And there are many, well, not that many, but a few characters that can kill him off right away. So if you have this card in your hand, try to get rid of him as soon as possible. And the number of djinns in the card are 2. All right, up next is the magician with a value of 7. Basically what he does is he allows you to get rid of a match in your hand. And the magician has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 magicians in a deck of DOA. Alright, up next is the sorcerer. The sorcerer is another effect card because it has the white edges on them. All the white edge cards are the effect cards. He allows you to take a card from your hand and give it to another player. And this is a very useful card. So the distribution of sorcerers is 4. Moving up to the next one, which is the wise man at 15. The wise man allows you to take a card from the deck. He is basically used when your hand is not working for you and you might want to take a card from the deck to see if you get a better card. And there are 4 wise men, 4 per person. Moving up to the warrior. The warrior is a killer card because that's the black. Now this is the only character that has different values. All right, all the rest of them have the same values, but there are different values on the cards of warriors, and their distribution in the deck is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then next is the prince. The prince allows you to give everybody in the game a card from the deck. He can be very powerful when you want to get under your opponent's skin, particularly other players who are on their way of winning the game, and you kind of have a whole bunch of cards in your hand. There are 3 princes in the game. And then finally is the princess. The princess is just 1. All right. So just make sure that when you play the DOA, try to remember the distribution of cards first. That is the first thing to becoming a real good DOA player. I always tell people who buy this game, make sure you know that, because you'll be able to move to the next step, which we'll probably talk about in the next video, about basically what are your chances of getting a good hand, and when you get a good hand, what is the first thing you should do as far as the strategy of passing. So that will be in our next video. So just go ahead and take if you have already bought a deck, just go ahead and take your deck and study the distribution. Again, there is 9 brawlers, 10 sailors, 5 hunters, 2 djinns, 2 merchants, 4 renegades, 7 assassins, 3 archers, 5 magicians, 5 warriors, 4 wise men, 4 sorcerers, 3 princesses, and 1 princess. Alright. So go home and study, and that's strategy number 1. See you in the next video.